have the power. By the sword of Great Skull.
What's his cat's name?
Azrael?
Tigra?
Oh,
No, that's something else.
Depends which
Azrael's
cat it
in the
is.
Smurfs.
Gargamel's the evil guy, isn't he?
Are we talking about the Smurfs or He-Man?
Yeah, He-Man.
Did He-Man ever meet the Smurfs?
He should have.
There's no crossover between them, eh?
I don't think so.
Oh, that'd be a good crossover. He-Man probably kicked those fucking little blue people's asses, eh?
Just stab him with his huge sword.
Yeah.
Pitchfork him.
I didn't watch any of that. I just watched She-Ra like a real man. She-Ra.
Wasn't He-Man's little buddy Toot?
No, you're talking about
that was
that's
Hercules.
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 Hercules had Toot,
Toot.
and he also had Newt.
Oh,
Newton.
Yeah? Was,
Oh, Newton.
Did one of them fly?
One was like a
Minotaur.
and one was like a
Toot was a
half
Minotaur.
goat and a half.
And then there was
Toot was a half goat.
Ah.
Then there was Newton's arch nemesis, Notwin. Remember that episode? It was a dream.
Sounds like a dream right now.
Yeah, get out of your cave.
Well, people are. Should I check if people are watching? Let's just see.
I like the
Nope, zero.
Thundercats myself.
Oh.
I never watched.
Yeah, the
Thundercats.
Ring. You never watched Thundercats?
Never watched.
Lionor. Who's the blue guy, Hill? Yeah, that too.
All right. I can hold my piss for an hour.
Yeah, right.
No problem. Hey, Dave, did you come with an agenda?
Not at all.
This is like a day off. Right?
I like it.
Oh, there's someone watching. Now we can go.
Oh,
One person, identify yourself now, or you have to leave. No, we're going to start the show for you. We promise. We're just waiting for one person to watch. There's one person watching now, live in the interweb.
We're live.
Ready, people?
Hey,
know it.
We're going to have a fun time.
Here we go.
I watched you for a lot. You're just the homing beacon. You had the homing beacon going. Fucking. I was like, what? I didn't know you could do that.
I know a girl who gets off by sticking needles in her vein. Oh Lord, what a shame. She's got no money, so she turns tricks and plays dirty games.
you're lucky enough to leave this country, I don't even know if I'm on. Can you hear me, Michael?
Yeah, I'm on.
You know, when you're lucky enough to leave this country once in a while and see what's going on in the rest of the world, you know, it's really nice to see something different. But when you come back, sometimes it's not enough just to be paying the price that your body makes you pay after you've sinned for 4 days straight, you know? It's also Mother Nature whipping you in the ass by blowing snow all over you. And then first time you put your winter boots on, you stick your foot in there and you find a mummified chipmunk. Yeah.
Oh, memories of Larry. Thank you, Larry.
But now, the Dutch Hall people are coming tonight. It's Thursday night.
Oh, yeah.
I got things to do. I got to make a path through the snow with my snowblower. I'm putting these boots on. Cut to 5 minutes before showtime. He's almost puking in his mouth because his socks are heating up. The smell of dead chipmunks. Sorry people were late. We got some great entertainment tonight. It's a lot of hijinks, Van Dyke Party Services, testimonials all over the place. You can find out what it's like to be a real life Van Dyke on the town if you listen to the stories that are coming up after this program. Lots of guests in the house, and as always, we talk with our listeners. But there's only one way to get it done, people.
Peter, how do we do that?
Play the old theme song. There we go.
Here we go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Live from the Dutch Hall. We're back.
Hey, we're back.
Over there.
We are Canada's only late night talk show and the greatest podcast ever to come out of Pool Shed in Pine Grove, Ontario.
That's right. Yeah.
Spartan!
Yeah.
And I believe we are that way because we have the greatest band in Canadian late night history, the Nocturnal Emissions people.
All right.
Comprised this week of our band leader on guitar, Michael, the Bachelor Bo.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking.
Beside him on rhythm and vocals, that's the man that used to write the music for the show. That's my old roommate in Nashville. Oh, we got along peaches. We got along just dreamily. Dave, the Rooster Charters, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Who's on the guitar in the corner? Don't hold it against him. It's Steve, the reluctant German, everyone. And right where he belongs, playing one of the prettiest little basses I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God, there's something different about this guy. He's confident balls to the Nocturnal Emission. This is the winner of West. Whiskey Wes Hagens, everyone. And on the skins, on percussions, that's our CRTC required Frenchman. The French tickler, Ken Bologna, everybody. There's the front of his head. And in the director's seat, a man that could stay up way later than my brother Paul. Way later than my brother Paul. This guy, that's Derek the Beaver Van Houten, everyone. And you may recognize the man next to him. He's an old friend of the show. He helped us out. I threw a pen at him at the Iron Sheik episode. That's Adam Hill, everyone. And me, put a nice shot at me, Beaver. The people gotta see me for this part. Right on the iron. You wonder who this guy is? I'm the host of this program, two-time President's Club Award winner, Pete Van Dyke. Yeah, I got a hard dyke. beautiful.
Whoa.
And back to the floor. Look at Beaver. He's nailing the director's role right now. And now you can just sit back and relax.
Yeah,
There's not much to do, eh? But now
Hello.
he was on it there. I'll tell you, because of the weekend we spent together, Beaver, we had nonverbal communication, just like we were feeling each other by
it was
telepathy.
Just flowing. It was flowing.
You know what? It was like Snaps is the name of the game. Have you ever played that?
No.
Do you know Snaps is the name of the game?
From like 25 years ago.
Do you know it still?
I don't think so.
You can't do it with the if we were to do it right now to fool Michael.
Maybe if you. Nah, I don't think so. Jane, can you do it?
I would be fooled.
You could do it. Me and you could do it. Okay. If you go whisper, a name of a famous person in my wife's ear, I, through telepathy, knowing my wife,
Okay.
will be able to guess the person. So Jane,
Take off your headphones.
Jane, you have to take off your headphones.
No,
You walk.
you take off your headphones. And
Oh, yeah, I'll
take.
take.
Close your eyes.
Jane, you stay there. Okay, too late.
Wait, I don't even want to hear it. Okay, I'm not hearing nothing.
Blah 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 blah.
Riveting.
This is good radio, people.
Good radio.
Yeah, why the fuck? Why did you not let me run my own show? Where I fell for Charters. Charters like made me a dupe there. I was supposed to run my own program where I would say, "Hey, Jane,
See what I
go
got in
whisper
your head
in
there?
his ear," or he will whisper in her ear. She could go whisper in everyone's ear, but I would continue to entertain our audience because that's what I would do.
Is that what you call it?
That's my job, I guess. Because he honestly shits on everything. Do you know last week to set up the show, Michael? Were you here last week?
I
No,
was
you
not.
weren't. You had to pay penance for what you didn't even do yet, right? 'Cause you were
Do
just
I?
you're making a nice sweet bed, is what you were doing. You were
I
saying
was making something sweet, all right.
you did not want to lose. You don't want to hear about it. Yeah,
Hey,
you were-
now.
I'm Catholic. I don't like to believe this happens till later. So
Oh, you can't hold hands?
you son of a bitch.
I was writing love letters.
What is a school night?
We looked at the Bible, read a passage, held hands, went to bed fully clothed
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
in cotton linens.
I'm a man of the '90s.
It was nice.
Cotton linens?
Yeah, hot chocolate.
You ever just rub those cotton linens until you just come on her?
That's the name of her band, isn't it?
You see, that was how you
Just come on her.
just come on
I
her.
don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, the nocturnal emissions. This is a spoiler alert for later, but I heard a rumor that in Nashville, the nocturnal emissions
We're starting.
played a secret gig.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yep.
This is a spoiler for later in the show. I personally, it's so hard to pick a favorite story, and we don't know which ones we're going to tell because we're a bunch of rambling idiots, right? And I hope one of you guys will help as bartender tonight, Hill and Beef. You know,
Yeah.
We're in.
and so we're gonna have a good time to get through this thing. But Michael, not only was I fortunate enough to join your bachelor party in Nashville, Tennessee,
Yep.
but I would have went whether it had anything to do with your bachelor party or not. If anyone would have said something like, if it would have been like some guy from high school that I hadn't talked to, or it was a Facebook friend, and he's like, you want to go to Nashville for like a train enthusiast convention or something? I'd be like, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, I'm in.
Right.
Nashville.
So like I would have went for Nashville, any excuse to go to Nashville because I love that place because you can't not have fun there.
True.
And then
True story.
and then I meet, and then it happens to be that my cousin Michael, who I've been to Nashville with before and had such a fun time with in the past.
An excellent time.
How could we ever top the stories of our last adventure?
Of riding
right?
bikes and Paul almost dying up a hill and whatnot.
Because you had to do exercise. And then I go with your group of friends that you crafted in your own image, I think,
Yeah,
of
pretty-
funness.
Pretty solid group.
And then one person that maybe was mentally handicapped, and and then one person we'll never speak of on this program. But then the rest were like really
solid.
like rocks, like hilarious. Like they were a group of the funniest guys I've ever met. And the thing about bachelor parties when there are women listening to the show, I think we're about 60-40 men, women split on this program. And there's a lot of women listening to this program. Most of our super fans are ladies.
True story.
Females.
And it's not just because of Charter's good looks. It's because they like to spy on what we're doing behind closed doors, eh? And they know Pete's got loose lips.
Oh, yeah.
He drinks too much and says things, right?
What are those
So-
idiots up to?
Yeah, what are they up to in the old shed over
They're
there?
peeking into the man's world.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what we're up to. I'll tell you right now, good, wholesome fun.
Yeah, we are.
good, wholesome fun, people. I don't know if you understand what having fun's about, but this is what I like to do when I go on vacation. This is what I did. I'm honest and open with my wife. She's sitting right beside me. I didn't introduce her when we started the show, but she's there. She's right there.
The beautiful Jane Van Dyke.
I don't like you to get too much of her, to be honest with you, on camera. I don't like you to get too much of her. It's a special occasion when you get to see her. People are always like, how come your wife's not on more? You want to know why? Because it's not all about her. Sometimes I get to be the pretty one.
We're the lucky ones in here.
And today, no, I'm sorry. She's shy. Plus, she's a behind-the-scenes people. She's capturing the images. If you see images of the program, they're captured by Jane. Look at.
Thanks, Jane. We love you.
Nah.
Yes.
That wasn't what I was going for, is what I mean.
And she's a Dutch all secret kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, she's Dutch all secret.
Yeah.
And she's-
Also, you want to know what else she does? Everything. Like meat trays. like,
everything.
yeah.
And she's your wife. She's not the wife of the internet.
She brought all the
people.
whiskey drunks home. Do you remember that? She probably cleaned up spaghetti out of a person's nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Everybody has their bad days. I also had them on your bachelor party. Eh? We had good days and bad days.
You had some bad experiences.
So in my and when I like to go celebrate the love of my cousin and his upcoming nuptials, what I like to do is not only support him in any way. If Michael says, "Peter, I'd like you to come with my friends, some of my dearest friends that I've ever had in my life." These are people that I plan to share the rest of my life with as we grow families together and build community together. Right.
Right.
These are some of the finest people I know.
Yeah,
Would you
they
like
are.
to,
They
would
are.
you like to come with me and the finest people I know to Nashville? And I'm honored to be in this group. And I'm like, but how are they going to understand what I like to do when I go away to enjoy myself? And I don't know. I'm a traditionalist. I go from the way I was raised. You know, I like to when my cousin's about to get married and he's going to profess his love to a woman that I feel is not only is worthy of my cousin, but is well in excess of anything I would dream of for my cousin, right?
A bit out of my
Like
league.
out of his
some
league
might say.
completely. So,
Fair enough.
like, I am so happy. Like, to be a guest at his wedding is a great joy of mine because I'm going to watch something that I support with all my heart and soul. You know,
Right.
I really am looking forward to these nuptials, Michael. I really, really think this is going to work, right?
I am too.
So when I'm going to this party to celebrate these nuptials with that kind of enthusiasm,
Right.
I'm really going to not just do what I normally do. I'm going to do it to that much of an enthusiastic level. And so what I did was I ran that program hardcore, which involved boozing heavy from the airport, right, Dave?
Oh, we came out of the gate hard.
Because we knew we were starting late because
You
we
ever watch
worked
a
that day.
greyhound race? You ever watch a greyhound race where the rabbit staring at the rabbit? Well, we were staring at the rabbit all day.
And then you were chasing it.
Oh, was
Yeah,
you
Chuck-
guys out of the airport?
We were both
Coming
working
in
all
late.
day. We were both working all day. So we're like, when can we shut off? I was like, okay, like 2, like 1. And then the day, you gave me a deadline to be at your house, and then you're like, I'm home early. Like, come now. I'm like, I was still working because I was just wanted to pace myself so I had something to do so I wouldn't go so fucking ape shit because I was ready. I really wanted to go.
It was good. It was well timed.
Anyways, it worked perfect. We get to the airport with enough time to drink heavily in the bar on both sides of security. Actually, one time we went through security 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. We drank so hard we had to go through security and grab some smokes outside and then go back through security again.
You did it. You actually went through.
Lots
That
of
takes
time.
commitment,
Twice.
right?
Yeah.
Once you're through,
That's
you
a
know.
commitment to
That is a
smoking.
commitment.
Yeah.
That's a 2 cigarette.
Hey,
you have to have a
I
second
thank
cigarette.
everybody that does that as a tobacco farmer.
Back to
Yeah.
back.
That's commitment.
It was fun. And then went back to the bar, and then Dave's like, I think this was so easy, we should even do it again.
Hey, Pete,
And I'm
sorry,
like, I don't
to
know if we can press our luck.
sorry to interrupt. Did you see in Nashville on the way home they had a room you could pay money to smoke in?
In the airport.
In the airport.
Yeah,
Me and
smoking lounge.
Me and Kevin Blizz paid $6 each to smoke cigarettes for the last hour.
Money well spent.
God bless you.
Sorry, American. Throw 30% on her.
That's like $12.
Man, it's like $2 a cigarette.
Worth every smoke.
How many darts did you get? You're just sucking them in as fast as you can,
Oh, yeah.
as many as you
You gotta
can.
get our money's worth.
Just a fog in there.
I like how they're trying to sell like fancy cigars. It's like it's supposed to be a classy establishment because
We're
they're
sprawled out.
selling the hardcore things. And can you smoke crack in here? I'm just kidding.
It's mostly all guys with Donna Maria's. Just
Yeah.
fucking.
Oh,
usually
yeah.
There's these guys. Little
We're
fucking.
just fucking half wasted smoking
hacking
cigarettes.
darts.
Oh, yeah.
Anything that gets you through the flight.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I didn't have to resort to American cigarettes. That was key.
Oh, I think
Couple people did. Couple people chose to.
if you're ever stuck in that situation, and for those of you who are tobacco enthusiasts out there, let me speak to you a little bit about tobacco because I like tobacco a lot. I like it a lot. I like the industry and all that. You know what? You want your American cigarettes to taste like shit? If you're American listening, it's because your burley tobacco growers signed an agreement with your federal government where you got to put so much pipe tobacco in a cigarette.
Yeah.
That's why it tastes like shit.
Makes no
It's
sense.
too harsh like a Marlboro. But somehow the American Spirit brand got around that somehow. It tastes like a Canadian smoke.
They blended in the sweet stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not paying me to say that. But I bet you they have enough money to.
Sure do. They
And I was
Hint,
real
hint.
stupid
Bring it
for
on.
giving that away.
Yeah, hint, hint.
You
Sands
motherfucker.
and tips.
We'll even take some cigarettes.
Yeah, I bet
Fuck.
you they even have. They had some cutters in there, man.
Oh yeah, and a little mix of the
Little
old
mix-
C in there.
little
Nothing
mix of lug in there?
I could taste the CO2.
Oh, really?
I could
wrong with that
taste-
grade. Nothing wrong
No.
with that grade.
Nothing wrong with that grade. That's
Toss
a
it
sweet,
in there.
sweet smoking grade. Man.
Yep.
The world was only made of CO2. And
We're getting there.
so we
Out of the gate hard.
out of the gate
Thursday
hard.
night.
We're on the plane now. I'm not a plane drinker because I just don't know why. I think that the altitude's going to fuck me up too much, and I'll end up being in jail or something. Right? Because I get a little unpredictable sometimes when I drink.
I never could have told that you were not a plane drinker based on your performance on the plane.
I was going with that. I was thinking Michael's nuptials, and we're going to get there.
Fired up.
Fired up.
I don't know if you remember this, but this is my favorite part of the flight. We're coming in, like we just started our descent, and we just got our last double vodkas on the plane. Pete's throwing bottles at me because I'm like, across the aisle, and then all of a sudden we hit wicked turbulence. Like the plane drops 50 feet, and everyone's like,
What?
Everyone tenses up, and you just hear Pete laughing, and people are turning around. They're like, "Shh, be quiet! You're scaring people."
He's like the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, "Let's go down! Woo!
This is it.
Yeah, great trip, man.
okay with it.
Yeah, you live for the day, man. Go down with it. What am I going to stop the plane with my worry?
Oh, it's so funny, man.
Let's party our way down. Hey, man, I'm not paying for those last two, bitch. Then it stops shaking. Okay, I'll pay.
Fuck you, Visa. You'll never catch me.
I'm going to call and say my card was stolen. Anyways,
fuck, man.
no.
Funny.
You still could do that. Call and say your card was.
Yeah. Can we do that for the whole weekend?
Yeah.
I was never in
You
Nashville.
could.
Somebody really got a hold of my card.
Yeah.
I bet you the bank give
Took
your
her
money
for a
back.
rip.
I'd love to be
I must
that much
say
of a
about the
crook.
trip, speaking about
65 Uber rides in
Payments.
4 days.
the boys were overwhelmingly generous. It was unbelievable, the generosity
Of your
on
friends.
that trip of my friends. What a group.
You know what I also believe is the generosity of strangers, right?
Why do you say that?
No, who I don't know who paid for anything.
It wasn't strangers.
It wasn't strangers.
No, it was us.
Ted DiBiase.
I had little
Yeah, it was,
naps.
Ted it was a guy named Ted
I had
DiBiase.
little naps often.
Yeah.
You were sleeping while the bills were getting handed out.
You know why I think I was sleeping?
Fake sleeping.
Yeah.
I was fake sleeping because of something happened on the first night.
Oh.
Okay.
And I understand this is a source of conflict between Charles and I because this is apparently was as mad as we got each other. Though there's two big
I
fights.
have never in my life been madder at you than that. First
Really?
Morning. Never in my life.
Oh, I think it was close to me as well. And when you put your hands on me, I would have really fucking smoked you. That was as I was coming close to punching in the face.
Yeah, but Charters, you never raised your voice once.
Yeah.
That's you mad?
He got mad.
You don't raise your voice still though.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't get
pretty
the
bad.
breakfast call either.
Oh.
Dude, how is it? This
Oh,
is
called me.
I
Thank
have
you,
thought about this. I have thought about this over and over again. I haven't brought it up with you since. But this is my recollection. And if you would let me tell my side
The
of it,
floor is yours.
and then I promise you.
Iron it out.
I promise you I'll let. Do you want to tell your side of it first?
No. Well, if you want, however you want to do it, it's your show.
Let me do it first because you're a terrible storyteller. So
You fill in the gaps.
no, so
Fill in the gaps.
this is how I remember it. We get off the plane heavy. The bottles even is a sketchy memory for me. That was kind of newsworthy to me right now.
Yeah.
Fuzzy.
So I was getting off the plane fuzzy. We were going heavy. Then we get to. Plus, I don't eat right. Like I eat like juices that I make like with beets and stuff, and I don't have anything that gives me energy. I've lost so much weight. Like I'm like a lot less weight than I used to be. So like the booze hits me more than it used to hit me too.
Understandably, yeah.
So I'm sitting there. I'm wasted, and then we go partying when we get there. We get into the bar
Straight to the bar.
and we find you guys.
Yep.
At this point, I guess, like so the story goes. And then we have a great time. Do we have a great time?
Beautiful night.
Best night ever.
Do you ever? Oh no, I do remember. I remember we went to a bunch of different places. I remember. Did you have the bologna sandwich that day? That was the next day.
No, that was the next
Yeah,
day.
that was the next day. Yeah.
But did we go to the stage?
I think we did. Yeah. Stage was always
Was
like
it
a
Tootsie's? Tootsie's
was the
Rooftop?
finisher. Tootsie's Rooftop was our default meet.
Yeah, when in
Everybody meet
doubt.
there.
When in doubt.
Oh,
Top
yeah.
floor Tootsie's.
Top floor Tootsie's is my favorite.
Pretty sure that's where we all probably were.
But we did find a new favorite place is the Blues Bar on Printers Alley.
Yep.
It's a
That's a real
dynamite
winner.
place.
It's a real winner.
I love everybody in that establishment.
Yep.
They were great to us. They took our group of lunatics and handled them perfectly.
They loved us.
And they didn't freak out or anything. They took
No.
us in like family.
They did.
Yeah, it felt like at the end, like you're going across the road just to give everyone their hugs and stuff to leave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see you next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was a nice, warm family over
Yeah.
there. Nice blues bar. It was like our alley was kind of like a little more like New Orleans-ish, like Mardi Gras
Yeah, I
style,
agree.
right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
And what a bar that was, though. Right away, we got in. They let us in because we didn't know how the hell to get into our place. And they said, come on in here, guys. Let's have some drinks and some gator.
Yeah.
It was a real delight.
Some gator. Oh,
Yeah.
We had a lot of
It was
alligator, more alligator than normal.
It's delicious.
Yeah, it
Feel
was
like
good.
we're at home.
Or alligator
Went
than
through, like-
normal.
I ate a lot more alligator than normal on that.
good. Yeah.
I increased my alligator intake greatly. It was good though. Hey,
Oh, we ate like 10
It was
boxes.
great.
Fuck.
you know what? If you could, if you had to kill your own animals, like not with the guns, with your bare hands, okay, bare hands. That's the only way you can eat meat.
Okay.
Is if you murder the thing with your bare hands, right? What are you gonna kill?
Squirrel.
Can you catch a squirrel?
No.
Or you can try.
He ain't catching a squirrel. No one's catching a squirrel with their hands.
Yeah.
Human.
Because you're a cannibal. Because you can catch them.
Jared, I'll eat myself first.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Easy to catch.
I was just frying up my hand.
The bite.
You see Charters running after his neighbor.
We're going with this.
You know, it's
It
you know,
wouldn't be gator, I can tell you that.
huh?
Gator wouldn't be my first choice.
Well, you jump on their stupid backs. They're a reptile, like a fucking lizard, man.
Hey, Pete.
You know what I do? I jump on their back and I just take their snout and I'm like, I try to get out of these muscles, right?
Hey, Pete, how you getting to the meat? How you cutting it open with your bare hands?
With a knife.
You just.
I'm just killing it with my bare
Ah.
hands. I can butcher it with sharp Ginsu knives.
Yeah, okay.
They cut through a tin can.
Weapons come in for.
It's got to be a fucking Ginsu knife, too.
It's a Ginsu. It goes through tin cans.
You know what, Pete? All I can say is good luck with that one.
Cut a
I
pop can with that knife.
Of course you can.
It's fucking Ginsu, man.
I applaud you on the confidence of killing a gator by hand.
I didn't say how big it was. You kill a little fucking tiny little fucking gator.
Little runt.
Like they're babies when they come out. You just
Still wouldn't
fucking
want to-
smash them with a hammer. No, your fist.
Elbow drop.
Elbow drop probably kill the little babies when they're coming out of their
Yeah.
mom's like eggs or whatever.
Got to get him right between the eyes.
Yeah, people's elbow.
Oh, it's heavily concussed. Oh, it's dead.
But you think I can't kill like a newborn gator?
I think he might be able to.
I'll murder that thing with my bare hands and eat it.
Teeth and all.
I would just hang around nest
Hey, can I
mostly.
get a beer over there?
It was a delight.
Anyways, you know, we should do a segment called Feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback. It's feedback. It's motherfucking feedback.
Motherfucking feedback. We're going to do feedback this week is brought to you, as always, this week by our primary sponsor. And you know what, Michael, thrown in on for free as a pre-wedding gift
Whoa.
was Van Dyke Party
Oh,
Services.
man. Did they ever fucking turn up? I think the all-star crew, I didn't get all 29, but let me tell you, for free, what a package of an all-star
Oh, yeah.
crew.
You did get over 5.
That
though.
was unbelievable.
You got the first line for sure.
First line.
And what you got was in that.
You
And
got some call-ups, too. I'm not part of the whole
I know you're not
thing,
part of that, but you did have the Van Dyke Party Services crew, and you know what?
Well, you're
This-
right in there, though.
This
Beans.
was not
Heavy
only
in
brought to you this time by Clean Flow, but it was also brought to you by our good friends at Norpac.
the beef people.
Yes. NorPac
The
and
beef people.
Clean Flow, what they did was they said, Michael, you don't have to pay for this service. You don't even have to. Worry about a thing. You don't even have to pay $100 of cold hard cash this time.
Really? Not even that.
None of that was required from you this time, Michael, because it was on NorPac
The beef people.
and Clean Flow. They paid the fee to Van Dyke Party Services.
Unbelievable. I appreciate it, NorPac, my boy. And Clean Flow,
And plus some. I'll tell you.
plus some. I shouldn't say just my boy. The whole family. What a treat.
What a treat. And I'll tell you, we're great sponsors. What they do is they believe in Van Dyke Party Services. And the reason they believe in it is because they know the truth that's out there, people, and that most of you guys would go on a vacation and have a lame-ass time, right?
Oh, we're going on a bachelor party.
Oh.
We're going to get crazy.
Why don't me and the girls get out of town and just kind of like get away from it all and go see some like museums of country music?
It's going to be a real delight. I can't wait to just tour the city and see what it has to offer.
I hear there's a real-life replica of the Parthenon because Nashville is the sister city of Athens, Greece.
There's even statues.
That's a real fact. That's not even a Dutch Hall fact. That's a real fact. I know it.
That's weird.
I won a trip to Nashville one time for being a President's Club Award winner.
Whoa, two-time.
This is
One
my
time.
It was my first time, yeah. My first time
First
winning my
time.
President's Club Award. They sent me to Nashville,
Wow.
Tennessee, and they treated me like a bigwig.
And you
right?
learned to
And I
things.
learned things like, which was great because I didn't pay for shit. The bank paid for everything because they're rewarding us like we're the big money makers for me. You make them like 1,000 times more than they pay you, right? Is what you make them. Like they really treat you okay. You make them like even more than that. Like it's like a astronomical amount more that you make them than they pay you.
Yeah, here's a little tidbit.
So for the very top guys, because they don't want to lose you to everybody else, because you can make them that money, is they take you out and they buy you like steaks and stuff. So I got to have Kobe beef.
So nothing that we did then.
No, it is. I'm telling you, man. We toured the city on a bus tour in one day.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
I believe I saw one of those.
yeah. I found out a lot about the city of Nashville and its history, and
It's rich history.
It's very big in the educational community,
Oh.
especially in the fields of medicine. They have multiple universities.
Oh.
Or, as
would've
I'm on the
known?
bus, I'm like this
Yeah, I
is-
didn't find that out.
This is
I didn't know
We
that.
could have used some of
when
that
you
medicine.
when you work for a bank and you win a President's Club award and they send you to Nashville, they're like, you know what this man and his wife will like? They're gonna like this bus tour where they learn facts about the city. It'll give them a nice basis for where we're spending money to buy them trays of fucking drinks
yeah, perfect.
that I ain't paying for because I'm on this thing, and I'm gonna get shit canned all night long with these people that I just met that work across the country from me or whatever.
Yeah, good fun.
Yeah, good fun. Hey, you know Ken? He's a Sikh. He wears a turban and stuff. He's got to carry a knife everywhere he goes. The guy's a fucking maniac.
Yeah. You want to stay close to him then?
Yeah, you get him on the dance floor, he'll two-step your ass off, man.
Cut your Achilles tendon.
Old Kenny's big. He's big down in BC. They grow like cranberry down there. Fuck yeah, let's party. Honky tonk tootsies again?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, why
whatever. I
not?
don't give a shit. Trays of this shit, keep them coming. This is seriously what it was. And then the Auditor General for the government, because I worked for the government, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "Stop that! Stop! Stop giving those guys all that stuff."
Stop those things.
Even when I was getting it, I felt kind of guilty. Like I'm like, should we really be doing this? And they go, really? Anything you want on the menu? I'm like, anything? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, because we're at like a really nice steakhouse, right?
So you're testing the waters early on.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll take Kobe beef. Like I want,
most expensive thing on the menu, please.
yeah, I want Kobe beef, and I want you to fucking shave black truffles on it. Do you have black truffles?
Because I want that.
Can you go get a pig to sniff out some fresh ones in France?
Like now?
Freeze dry them and bring them down here like real fast. What's that going to cost? Do that.
Do all that.
Charge the bank. I give a shit about them. Right, that's honestly what I was thinking. Like, how much can we milk out of this? You know, there's this guy from Quebec. He's he lent a lot of money in dairy, but he was like my age, and he was a cool guy, right? And he liked Jack White, so he always wanted to go around Nashville looking for Jack White, and he would always ask at the honky tonks for them to play a Jack White song, and they didn't know what we were talking about. And he goes, "These fucking people don't get nothing." He was really he's really upset, eh? And so then there's one day that they have no activities planned for us. It's a free afternoon, right? But then all of a sudden, let's meet in the foyer.
Foyer.
We got a big surprise for you people, right? So we all are kind of getting a little excited because what are they going to do? Because they've been spoiling us. And like, no, we're treated very nicely. And then all of a sudden,
treat on top of that.
Yeah, they set up a tour to Tobacco Farm just for me. Cool. They knew I liked
That's
tobacco.
actually fucking sweet.
That was a really nice thing, actually. Of all the other stuff, that's the one I was really kind of like. That's
actually
nice
really
that you did
nice,
that for me. Yeah, because I'm the only fucking guy that cared about that, right? But anyway, so I'm not slagging these people all together, but the
foyer.
The foyer. Anyways, they say we got tickets for everybody. We're going to the hockey arena there, and we're gonna watch the Eagles.
The Eagles.
Whoa. The Eagles, right?
Huh?
And you see the guy that loves Jack White, the Frenchman. He's like, "Oh fuck!" He's like so mad. He's like a bunch of fucking old people. Like he's all like grumbling about it. He doesn't want to see the Eagles, and like so. I'm not really thrilled about seeing the Eagles either because I'm not a huge Eagles fan. But I go to the concert. I'm still like, is it a phone?
I don't know. It's done.
It's done.
She
gone.
It's gone. I don't know what you're talking about.
Still, it's the Eagles, though, right?
Yeah,
So
it's the
you're
Eagles.
gonna go.
So we go to the Eagles, and then Joe Walsh actually was great. He stole the show.
Yeah,
stole
he's
the show.
fucking awesome.
And then I get into it, because I'm like, when in Rome, these are world class entertainers. Like why not enjoy what you're
Get
seeing?
into the fucking Eagles.
Get into it. We're having a good time. I look over at the Frenchman. He's at the end. His wife's dancing. The Frenchman is having a snooze. He's getting primed for the Tootsies after.
So that's
right?
where you learned it from.
Yeah. I learned it from that French guy, and it worked perfect. It worked perfect because then he was ready to go all night. And
yeah, a little nap at the Eagles.
Yeah. First time I was in Nashville, I met the WWE wrestlers at Tootsie's.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a kiss from the Bella twins.
No way.
I have a picture of my wife kissing one of the Bellas right on the lips.
That is something else to see.
Cherish that.
I never knew that about
Brie
you.
Bella.
Let's put that as the picture of this episode.
And also, I got to have a nice chat with Hornswoggle.
No, you didn't.
I swear to God, I got a fucking picture inside. You want to see it?
Tootsies.
It's in a leather-bound album.
What can't happen at Tootsies?
How come we've never heard this story? This sounds like a sweet story.
You didn't know I partied with Hornswoggle?
No.
Oh, fuck, man. What the hell? That's an old story. I'll show you pictures after the show, for real. I have them in the house.
I'd
It's
like
in a
to see
leather-bound book.
Yeah.
It's all these
Sound like
wrestlers.
Ronald
Hey,
Burgundy.
Are the Bella twins
I
as
talked
hot?
with Chavo Guerrero, Vicky Guerrero. You know Vicky
Yeah, I
Guerrero?
know Vicky.
I talked with, she was cool, and she was actually pretty hot. You wouldn't think.
Yeah, she's like old, isn't she?
She was wearing like a tank top, and she looked so young, and she was like really cool to talk to. Like, totally not her
It
character.
probably makes her hotter because she's cool.
Yeah,
right?
maybe because she was really nice when I talked
Were the
to her.
Bella
helps.
twins as hot in real life? As
Oh
they
my
were?
God, they were so hot. Yeah, they were like ridiculously hot.
That's awesome.
But the Brie Bella in particular, who was
Yeah.
the cooler one of the two, she was the partier girl.
Oh,
She was like ridiculously. I think she's
she the
hotter
one
than
that got the fake tits.
No, that's her sister.
Oh,
That's the one I didn't think. She was more standoffish that night. She wasn't up for it.
John Cena wasn't there. John Cena wasn't
No,
there.
I didn't see them. The biggest
Separated.
Separated then.
I saw. This is way before that. This is way before that. It's 2008 or something, right?
The other one looks like the partier of the two, though.
Well,
Peter,
maybe
fuck,
not.
You've been reading your research on the Bella twins, eh?
He knows a lot
Holy
of Bella Twins
fuck.
trivia.
I've seen her party.
Jesus.
You know,
Probably a different kind of party, Beef. A different kind of party.
Different kind of party. Shit.
a young Jack Swagger was new on the scene. He was at
Oh.
Tootsie's.
Yeah.
A young Jack Swagger. I don't know if you remember him.
Imagine if you had between 5 and 29 Van Dyke first cousins on that trip.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It was only one Van Dyke first cousin on that
Eh?
trip. He brought me right back. He brought me right back, Charters. You know what? I'm just telling you, every time the Van Dykes go away, we have a great time.
Yeah.
But normal people just do those fucking bus tours or something, and it's horrible, and your whole trip sucks.
No, we did not do that.
But if you want to live the life Like, we live this weekend for real.
Multiple,
All you got to
multiple
do.
days. Multiple days.
Good
It can't
luck.
just be one.
Oh, no. We have creative control over this. You got to pay $100 of cold hard cash
Right.
plus all of our expenses, which will be dear.
And in Nashville are even more deer.
Oh,
God.
Oh, yeah.
Suge White deer.
Yeah. Suge White deer. That's right.
But I'm going to tell you, you're going to have the time of your life. And if you're not 100% satisfied, we're going to give you back that $100. But those expenses have run through our buddies and potentially yours. Van Dyke Party Services,
Do not live your life in regret.
brought to you by Clean Flow
Or you can go
and
fuck yourself.
NordPack.
What up, Clean Flow and NordPack? The big people.
That's it. And if you want to do some Amazon shopping for Christmas, go to livefromdutchhall.com and click on our Amazon banners. And if you don't see them, it's because your ad blockers are on.
Turn
Shut
those
them off.
fuckers off.
And then you're good.
Yeah, buy
And
some
buy
shit.
shit.
Easy as that. Just like
Comes
I'll
back
step
to
at
us.
Jones.
Suge White deer.
Just
Yeah,
like
That's
like
fucking
that's like
deer.
next level deer.
That's
That is
that's real
fucking-
deer.
That's like a
deer.
bad infection deer.
Oh, no.
like a
We're back.
allergic to nickel deer.
all right, we got a little bit of
It's for
feedback
real.
this week. Oh, we got you know who we got? We got an email at livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com from Bruce Veltri.
Oh,
And
good
he
old
said it
Bruce.
was just a picture. It was a picture, and he says your favorite display at the Simcoe Panorama, and there it was. The
Rub-a-dub-dub.
no, which one's Rubber Dub Dub? That's Three Men in a Tub with the Butcher,
the
Baker,
Baker,
and
the
the
Candlestick
Candlestick Maker.
Maker?
That's not my favorite one. No, that's not the one that puzzles me to the end of time. That's not the one that's been plaguing me, making me yell at the windshield of my car, make my kids think I've lost my mind because I can't figure out what fucking Christmas story has Santa in a rowboat being towed by a whale with a fucking gingerbread
I
man.
know
man
exactly
behind
the
it.
one you mean.
You know
this
that
is
one?
fucked. Yeah, sometimes I just want to
Wait,
jump
what is
in the
this?
water at Panorama. Just call it quits
Yeah, I'm
when I
like,
see that.
I like Christmas stories and all that stuff. I like a good Christmas story. I walk in, oh, there's that leg Rosalie's got from the Christmas story, you know. Oh, look at this. There's the Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah,
you
I know that one.
I know that one. And then there's a couple of snowmen curling, and sometimes the kids like to make them look like they're fucking because they're in those positions.
If you
right?
angle them right.
Yeah. They had to put big skis on them so the kids couldn't do that. That's a
the-
great move, man. I would do that. That's one of my moves when I was young. That's what I would do. I'd make big snowmen fuck.
Oh,
late-
they'll
late
fuck
at
with
night.
skis. They're not scared.
I also really like to change signs that had letters in them, and you can make them say other things.
Yeah.
That was a thing that I
That's good
loved,
fun.
like to do.
It's
when I
just
was
good,
young.
wholesome fun.
Yeah, good, wholesome fun.
Victimless crime.
Victimless crime, except for the people that I insulted on the sign. They were very upset about it. And my favorite story was my friend. It was the last time there used to be this laundromat, and every time we come home drunk from the bar, we would change the letters on the laundromat, say different things. It was my one roommate would never go out. He was very studious. But when he went out, he was the most
Bookworm.
But when he went out, he was the most fun guy ever. So like we always had a great time when he would go out. I always try to get him to go out, but he would never do it. And he's been on the show before, Mark Rowan.
Oh, he's the best.
Hey, great guy. And so Mark used to be the mastermind behind me and him started changing the signs, and then Mark got really into it. He was a perfectionist.
It's a real
about it.
skill. You got to envision it.
Yeah. So one time, like the very first one, I think was 8-pound clit. I think we wrote, and that was a pretty happy one. Like 8-pound clit was
Good
pretty good.
accomplishment, yeah.
Yeah.
8-pound clit.
Yeah, 8-pound clit. It was
Good
'cause-
start.
Yeah, it was a great start out of the shoot.
It's a heavy clit, too.
Real celebration, and then it took him a while to figure it out. Like it was up there for a couple days. Like it was a good one. Like we were laughing, driving past that for a bit, and then the next time I think we did. I can't remember. Oh, Pap Smear.
Oh.
And then that was I walked past my friend. And he was in the bushes looking at the sign. He's just studying it, trying to figure out what he could spell. And I was walking back from the bar, and I saw his head there, and I was just like, "Hey, Rowan, Pap Smear." And then he's like, "Thanks, Petey." And then
Got it.
next morning, I go out there, and there's Pap Smear up there, right? So then Rowan's taken over. Like it's his thing, right? So we go to. It's the last time we just finished our exams. You know, we're moving out for that year. We're not gonna be in that neighborhood anymore. And so one last time we go boozing, and then we come back and say, what are we going to do for the last time of the sign? And me and him are staring at the sign, and I'm like, let's just go classic, like something really simple, just make a simple statement. So we put eat me, just
Classic.
eat
Good
me.
one. Yeah.
That's a
You know?
classic.
And then Mark, I said, I think this is nice. It's capped off. Well, let's just go home. Mark said, okay, Pete, see you later, And he sat there and he looked a little longer, He wasn't satisfied. He wasn't satisfied.
He needed to put something.
More letters.
And I'm moving out the next day, and I got to get up early. I got work to do on the farm, help out or whatever. So I get up early. I get in my car. I look past the sign. It says, eat me. Cops tend to see poo. Cops tend to see poo.
Should have just left to eat me.
What?
This said, eat me. Cops tend to see poo.
He was there for quite a while.
He wanted to use all the letters.
He used every letter.
I still laugh about it. Like I still think about it all the time. Cops tend to see poo.
You're probably thinking, how long did it take him to think about that?
That's using it
All
for
night.
hours in that bush.
All night. You're not thinking of that in 2 seconds.
No.
He
Does
probably-
you mind grab me a drink?
You're parched.
I'm parched. I'm like a cotton. Anyways, we got to talk to that cheese lady. We have to check on her.
Oh. Check in on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady. Check in on the cheese lady, it's always on the run. Check in on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady. Check in on the cheese lady, it's always having fun. Check in on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady. Check in on the cheese lady, he's always on the run. Check in on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady. Check in on the cheese lady. Teresa, what you done? What have you done, Teresa? You know what I like is what you said last week, Dave.
What's that?
I don't know, but I heard it and I liked it.
Oh, it was
Eating cheese is fun.
Eating cheese is fun.
that's
Because it
specific.
is fun. I had cheese today. A nice American cheddar.
Oh, that's a good one.
A nice American cheddar.
Nice and orange.
Baby.
From the American city of Cheddar.
From the American city of American cheddar. I don't know. It was delicious. Had a little sausage with it.
Was the American cheddar built right into the sausage? Was it one of those ones that oozes out?
It looked like it was, but it wasn't. Separate. Delightful. Nice little chicken noodle soup to go with it.
Oh yeah.
Nice for my voice is hoarse. I had a long trip.
So
I couldn't talk for 3 days.
Oh my God.
you had a nurse at the
I had a hoarse voice. It's the altitude. That's what they tell me. I said I think it's the alcohol, not the altitude. Holy fuck.
The altitude of where?
Yeah, the altitude of fucking the 8 million drinks I had in the fucking last 3 days, which was awesome.
I teleported to Nashville, as far as my memory goes, and the
I wish I could have teleported home.
that's the
They
thing.
need to invent
yeah.
that shit.
Yeah, let's get on it, man.
We're in fucking 2018. Let's start
go,
teleporting this
scientists.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bo's
it's gonna
just-
happen.
Teleport me home at least.
The
Come on,
best was in
nerds.
the airport. Like everybody's sitting there all nice with their luggage, all
You're home.
families, and then there's Bozy and his brother-in-law just fucking sprawled out on the
Oh,
fucking.
yeah, I was having a bit of an apple.
yeah, yeah, you having a nice time out.
Yeah, because I slept about 0 hours, so I needed a bit of rest of my head.
A little time out.
Teresa, what you done?
Yeah, Teresa.
Yeah, what
Teresa,
have you done?
what have you done?
Yeah. I like this so much. But they, Teresa from the Second Mouse in Delhi is a great supporter of her, so she sends feedback every week. This one's a simple one. Hashtag Cheese Lady is doing great and listening on a Thursday.
Ah, Thursday.
Wow, that might mess my weekend up. LOL. Not
Sorry,
your
Teresa.
What are you going to say?
Back to normal.
It's just like,
I think the snow's messing people's weekend up. Not mine. but-
Teresa, we'll take another platter of cheese.
Say the girl.
she says it whenever we want platter
Yeah,
cheese.
I need some cheese in here.
And I'll tell you why. we need a
Voice is
platter.
hoarse.
Did
Thank
say
you,
a
Michael.
voice?
And this is honestly, next week is our 5th anniversary show,
Oh, there you go.
isn't it? No,
2
or the
weeks.
week after. 2 weeks.
The
2 weeks.
19th.
2 weeks. So next week is the season finale, and then the season 5 or season is it season 6 begins.
Wow.
Season
Holy
6.
fuck.
So we go into, but anyways, that's our season 5 finale next week, and the 5th anniversary show, and then we go. So anyways, we were supposed to go to the church, okay, and that was going to be, and then I would say, Teresa, give us some cheese. We're at the church. Now I don't know. We got to think. We got to think this through. We got to be realistic in our goals here.
Hey Pete, imagine if you did a time lapse for 5 years in this in this pool house.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It went from being like just a lawnmower and a table, and one confused Polish guy,
Yeah.
to a zoo, and now we're busting at the seams here. But I think it might be longer than that. So I think it may be appropriate that for the 5th anniversary show, we get a cheese platter from the Second Mouse.
Just to
Right?
celebrate.
Just to celebrate.
You probably take a cheese
Celebrate.
platter every week.
Hey.
Yep, we would do that.
Yeah.
We need to celebrate and rejoice.
Celebrate and rejoice.
Yeah, and for that we need cheese.
We'll bring the crackers.
You know what I'm going to do a little bit too, Michael? I hope you'll allow me to reflect a bit.
I love reflecting.
And what I also will do is give thanks.
That's what the
Sounds
season's
like
all
Easter.
about.
Which one? Yeah, it's like Easter, but it's just every day of my life, Dave. I live that way. I don't need a book to tell me what to do. I can think in my own brain, motherfucker. I'm my own church, man. My head's my own church. I just live like this. Weed's legal, man. Anyways, I went on a tangent. That's feedback this week, but we oh no! Haitian Dwarf.
Oh, HD.
Haitian Dwarf. You got one? I don't have it, but I'll try. I got it.
Hi ho, it's off to bed we go.
Let's go for a bonk and a honky tonk.
Hi ho, hi, hody, 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 ho.
I almost got it out. Let's go for a bonk and the honky tonk.
There you go.
Right?
I know. I'm like Nashville. How the fuck you rhyme with that?
So we got the Haitian Dwarf. He's been with us since the very beginning, and he is this. I'm a little bit behind on his feedback, but he gives it always to us on iTunes. And this week he gave us a review, 5 stars.
Wow.
He says I used to. It's regard to Waistband Boner, the Waistband Boner episode.
Oh yeah. Apparently, I'm a fucking retard. Like I'm the only one in the world that doesn't get a fucking boner on the back of the bus.
Well, let's hear what the Haitian Dwarf has to say.
Well, maybe he doesn't.
Maybe he's on your team. You're jumping the gun. You just all of a sudden you're sensitive.
I am
just
sensitive.
because of the Van der Voort. He says he's on our team.
Yeah.
And it's because he's cool as shit.
He
Gets
is-
boners
he
in the
is
back
cool
of
as
the bus
shit.
with all of us cool kids.
Yeah.
Mike's at the front of the bus with a limp dick.
That's accurate. Sitting with Linda, my fucking bus driver, is a real, as Paul would say, God. She just ran over somebody's dog, didn't even fucking care. Just said, shouldn't have been on the road. Fucking prick job.
Cold-hearted bitch.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Mike? Why don't you sit right behind me?
Yeah.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
Mike, there's a golden retriever. Let's hit it.
Yeah. His name's Molson, for fuck's sakes. And then Maris is just like, suck it up.
Yeah. We were waiting for the bus one time and our dog got hit and we had to just lie in the ditch and get on the bus. And then my dad and mom were like all day trying to figure out how to break it to us when we got home from school. And we're like, no. We dragged his dead body off the road and put it in the ditch so the car didn't drive.
You're the one that gave it a peaceful ending.
Yeah, we watched it happen. We watched this. It died in my arms.
No.
Oreo. I'll never forget Oreo's eyes.
Oreo.
Oreo, yeah. You know what?
Dalmatian?
In my grade 6 class, we had with Charters was in it. We had a name Pete's dog contest, and someone picked Oreo. It was Janine Cheney,
Oh, Janine Cheney.
and I
There's
said
a
he is
name
black
I
and
haven't heard
white,
in a
just like an Oreo. It's clever, and I like it, Janine.
You
I'm
win.
picking it. You win. Here's your prize. I made a prize and everything.
Was it your penis?
No, it was unrequited love.
Oh.
I always thought she had a crush on me, and then I didn't like. She was my next door neighbor, and she'd come over and say, "We made homemade sarsaparilla," and then I'm like, "Really? What year is it? Wow, is this the 20s? You know?" And then is it like the
1870s?
Are we? Yeah, are we on Little House on the Prairie?
Did you boil some roots? How'd you do this?
Are we churning butter next?
Sarsaparilla.
Yeah, I remember that. Like what? And it was great though. It really tasted good. And then I always thought she kind of liked me. And then I see her as an adult. I'm like, remember when you're young and you had a crush on me and I never wanted to do nothing with you? She's like, no. Not at
That
all.
was made up in your head.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with her feelings. She didn't think of me at all.
Did
I
you
was
ever? Did
inconsequential.
you ever have to tuck a boner up in your waistband?
No, but let's see what the Haitian dwarf did. The Haitian dwarf says, waistband boner. I used to have the same problem back when I attended a Port-au-Prince elementary. Except mine was more of a neckline boner. I say,
So he tucks in a turtleneck.
yeah.
Turns it into a tie.
Hey, you know,
Oh, he's got a big Adam's apple.
and before you think that is a little person joke, I'll have you know this is a Haitian dwarf. He has a regular sized torso. That's just a black joke. Okay? That's a black joke because that's referring to how big his dick is.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with a little person joke. Just to be clear who we're offending here, that's a black joke. Sorry.
Yeah, it's water.
So, anyways, that's feedback. We got feedback. If you'd like to do that, give us some. Just go to livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com, Instagram, Twitter, all that bullshit. Okay, now let's go. Boom. Let's do the stag. Michael, I need to grill you quickly.
Okay.
Michael, this is your last time.
This is like Family
your
Feud.
bachelorhood is your last time to
It's
kinda
over.
like to sow your wild oats and become celebrate your singleness with
Yeah.
your best friends in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You go there. How satisfied are you in your experience?
I tell you, it was if somebody can beat what we just did in the last 4 days, I will give you all the fucking credit in the world.
And you'll need video evidence.
Because there is no fucking way that can be beat what we just did.
Good
It
fucking
was
luck.
honestly, I expected it to be a great time. There's a couple there's my brother-in-laws who they didn't know what to expect. They said to me, Mike, your boys don't know what we're bringing in. We're coming in hot, and they know how to have a few pints. They're not kidding, and I know that. But they didn't know what to expect from my crew.
Yeah.
And I don't think my crew knew what to expect from them.
Yeah.
Well, little did we know it's a match made in heaven.
Oh, it is.
Holy fuck, did that ever work out good? And
It's
I'll
like
tell
just
you,
putting the puzzle pieces together.
it was unbelievable. The Dutch blood was just flowing.
I actually one time said to you, I go, your brother-in-laws are like exactly like us.
Yeah, I had so many people be like, they're my new favorite people. Why don't they come party with us all the time?
Yeah, they're
the best.
great. And I go, you're gonna have such a fun life.
Yeah, I can't.
That you get
Honestly,
to
I'm
live-
so excited for them to party
Living
with
two
me.
fun families.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
the fucking best. So, yeah, I expected it to be good, but it beat everything by like tenfold, like 100% killed everything. It was the time of my life.
I'll tell you, man. And we were trying to name an MVP of the trip.
There's no MVP. Everybody's the MVP. What a team.
There's stories all over the place.
How do you pick one?
It was an overall trophy for everybody.
yeah.
I don't know. Like everybody said, like we worked well as a squad.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
It wasn't a one-man show at any point
It
in
was
time.
unbelievable, the effort.
Well, I
put
had
out
some
there.
one-man experiences through the whole thing.
No, but
I
everybody
think somebody else
on every
too, but-
trip, there's going to be highs and lows. But
Yeah.
if there isn't highs and lows, that's half the entertainment rate in itself.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, over the last few days, I've had so many of the guys that came along. Just it's like a looping comedy reel in my head,
Yeah.
like of all the funny things. I think the most important thing that happened was like us just pushing the limits to see what kind of stupid shit we could get away with. We got away with it all,
Yeah.
and we didn't end up in jail or any. But we
Came close a
we
couple
came
times.
close a couple
Yeah,
times.
but never once were we held back.
No.
No one was
So
held
I
back.
really appreciated that.
Oh, yeah, throttle down.
That was something else. So yeah, it was awesome. Tenfold.
Where's Paul? I hear Paul.
I hear
sleeping.
Paul too.
I can hear it.
In here?
Yeah, somebody was having a
someone
snooze.
sounded just like Paul was here. I was like,
I
Paul
heard-
left. I
heard
know
it
Paul
too.
left.
Was it Adam?
I don't think it was Adam though.
Paul's
Could it
with
be?
us.
Was it?
I think it was.
Might have been me, guys. Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
heavy
sorry.
breathe.
No, it was so familiar. It sounded. It was
It's
sounded
soothing,
like Paul.
actually. It's
I was
soothing.
like, I thought he left. And
Is
then I
it
looked
time?
over.
Is it time for me to go to bed? Jane, can you
Makes me
please leave the
sleepy.
couch?
We had like there was one story that I damn it. I'm trying to think how I can.
There's so many.
There's so many stories that
Yeah.
to get into, but the one that I think is really touching is that we me and Charles stayed an extra day. You know, this guy. I'm gonna have to sum it up now, but Charters had left me homeless for, in my opinion, because I lost
For the locals.
I lost my phone drunkenly on the first night, and then
Morning.
well, I don't know what time we finished drinking.
And keys.
And then I have no idea what time it is. As a matter of fact, I lost my. No, I didn't lose my keys. They were in my suitcase.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I didn't lose anything other than the phone, as it turns out. I didn't know where my keys were. I didn't know where my suitcase was. I didn't know where my passport was. I didn't know anything. Because I just got off the plane, dropped whatever I had, and went and said, "Let's go to the bar."
You were back in 1998, no cell phone.
Yeah, no cell phone. I didn't. So, anyways, I found it. So shit, Charters. What were we doing? Oh, so we were at the loft, and I'm pissed drunk. You're pissed drunk. Agreed?
Oh yeah.
We're in agreement, right? So far, no lies being told.
Pretty much from when I got off the plane until when we left the loft, I don't have any memory of any of that.
Yeah.
But when we left the loft, that's where my memory kicks in.
Okay, so we left the loft. Okay. Now, at this point in time, my theory, which is not based on truth, is that, or not based on any like facts I can corroborate or anything, but my theory is, you went one way and I went the other way, down the alley, right? Neither of us looking back to see if the other one was following, right? Would you say that is potentially correct?
Yep, that sounds pretty accurate.
Okay.
From what I recollect.
So, at this point in time, would you say that there is shared responsibility in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So potentially, I'm making a theory that we were both intoxicated at this point in the evening or morning, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And we went down the stairs. You went left, I went right. But I remember telling you at some point that I lost my phone.
You go ahead.
That's the part that's where we're breaking apart. You didn't know I didn't have a phone? Okay. Because it was crucial I went home with you because I didn't have my phone.
Crucial piece of information.
Yeah, because I wouldn't even have left the place with you had I had my phone. I would have stayed and partied because I was still ready to go. Like there was no stopping me at that point in time. So I wanted to stay, but I had no phone, so I had to go home with you because you know where we live and I don't, right? So then when we went down the alley and I went left and you went right, you got into a cab and went home without me.
And Pete had to pull out his survival instincts.
Yeah.
And live
And I was
live
going
as
the other
one.
way down the alley, and by the time I turned around and looked and said, "Hey, where's Charters?" He's like fucking in a cab,
In the
gone.
door.
He's sleeping.
You can just picture that scene.
And he's
play
wondering,
out.
where's Pete? Well, Pete doesn't know what his address is or anything because he has no phone. So Pete's now homeless in Nashville, walking through the city for hours. And then I start seeing joggers. I'm like, who jogs in the middle of a fucking party night?
Yeah, there was a lot of joggers actually.
And then I'm like, and then I find out it's 8:30 in the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah. It's 8:30 in the morning, and then I finally be like, I have to go back to that loft, so I go back to the Printer's Alley, and then I'm like, how do I get in? I don't know the codes because I didn't rent it. It's these guys' loft. So I go up the ledge and I climb up the balcony and I break in through the balcony.
Through the balcony.
The smoker's pet.
Yeah, the door's wide open. These drunks up there.
Hey, you were lucky there because after that we closed that
No,
door
but
up.
the
every
landlord
night.
was onto it.
Yeah,
I guess.
we learned to close
Yeah,
that up.
Close that up.
Close
Never
that
know
up.
when Spider-Man's gonna jump up here.
Yeah. I had it. But that was a service to your party. I wanted you to know that I showed
Safety
you.
first.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find some chinks in your armor there. I don't mean to be racist. Sorry.
Van Dyke Party Services.
What?
Van Dyke Party Services.
Yeah, Van Dyke Party Services. What we do is we provide you. You think someone can't break into your place?
We'll break in.
Would you like to see what I can do? I'm gonna parkour the shit out of this. Pickle Rick, baby. That's what I did actually. I
Wall,
was.
lattice. I'm in.
Then you got
I
back
would have done
in.
anything to sleep on a couch. I would have done anything to sleep on a couch at that point because I was so angry. I was just yelling for 6 hours in the streets. The only way to keep me safe going through
Were you
these
yelling, Michael?
Oh, I don't
these
think it was
ghettos.
6.
I
It
was
was maybe 2.
to whatever 2 hours walking through the fucking worst neighborhoods ever, and you're like, the only way I survived was by yelling like obscenities into the street, mostly directed at you for fucking off on me. So, like, if you want to be angry, I don't get your anger because I'm sitting there going, like,
Let me give you my perspective, okay?
okay, please go ahead. I'm done. I hope.
First of all, for the record, I think it's hilarious that it took you 2 hours to decide to turn around to where you just came from. You're like, I'm going to go walk around for 2 hours instead of just going, like, I don't know where Charters is, but I'm going to walk around for 2 hours anyway instead of just going back.
In a sketchy neighborhood.
I was trying to find my place. I didn't have any idea where it is.
Amongst the locals.
Here's my perspective.
Well, you know, even when we went to our place, we had to go through the prison.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I only walked through there a couple times.
We had to
One
walk-
time I stopped and Ubered like when I was halfway because I saw these tweakers. There's like 5 tweakers.
Tweakers.
Oh, it smelled horrible. I've never smelled anything like it.
Charles comes back one
Familiar
time and he's
smell.
like, "You ever smelled someone smoking meth? I have now."
I have no. He might have got a hit.
It was a
I
popular
feel like I
thing there,
did.
right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, big
Anyways, I walked down the stairs. I think with you or around the same time that you walked down the stairs, right?
Yeah.
I think we're together. I get out to the street. You're not there. So I start looking everywhere and I start yelling your name, Pete, Pete. I'm yelling back and forth. I'm whistling. I'm
Yeah.
yelling.
He did a 360 in one spot.
I'm looking all over. I don't see him, and I'm like, I'm calling an Uber. He's a big boy. He's got all the information I have. I knew nothing about your phone being lost. I don't think it was lost yet at this point. I think you lost it on your 2-hour hike. That's what I think, but it could be
That's
wrong
absolute horseshit.
because
man.
I don't remember you telling me that. Anyways,
The whole reason I left the fucking party is I didn't have a phone.
right. So
I wouldn't have left that fucking party. I was
You should've
awake
you
enough
should've
to
held
leave
my
for
hand
3
then. You
hours. I'm
should've been
sorry.
holding
I
my
said
hand.
I'd let you do it. Sorry.
should have been holding my hand. So I get in the Uber.
Holding your hand.
I go back to my address that I had to look up on my phone. I get in the Uber. I go there. As I'm walking up to our condo, which looks like 1,000 other condos, I walk by this suitcase, and I'm in the parking lot. And I remember thinking, what a kind of fucking idiot would leave a suitcase out in the parking lot. The handle's extended.
It's been there for
raining.
hours.
It's raining.
Raining
I'm like,
for
what
the
a
whole time,
fucking idiot. I go up to our condo, somehow make it in. Oh, I made it in because we left the door wide open in our condo. It's open. It's open all day and night, wide open. And then there's the bed and the couch. And I'm like, I'm going to take the couch, leave Pete the bed. He needs a nice nap when he gets back because he's going to find his way back just like I did, right? That's what I'm thinking. 2 hours later, I would get woken up by my phone buzzing. Brr, brr, and I look, and it's a text from your beautiful wife.
Yeah.
And it's like, did Pete call you from Derek's phone? And I don't know which Derek she's talking about at this point. And then there's
Derek's.
yeah,
That's
and
right.
then there's 2 pictures of like Find My iPhone, like the screenshots, and it says Pete's phone, and your phone is on the other side of the river, like in the Nissan Center or something, like nowhere where we had ever fucking been.
I know. It's at the
And then
Omni.
I'm like, holy fuck! And I get up and look in the bed, hasn't been touched. It's broad daylight, and now I'm freaking out. I'm like, holy fuck! Pete was right behind me. What happened to Pete? I have no idea. I need a fresh T-shirt. So I go to find my suitcase.
Where were you in the?
I go to my suitcase to get a T-shirt, and my suitcase isn't in the room. And then I have this flashback of the suitcase in the parking lot, and I run down the stairs, and it's still sitting there. Yeah,
The suitcase.
just fucking soaked. I bring it upstairs, everything's soaked, right through the whole suitcase.
So
And then
when you saw us on when you saw us on
I never knew any of this.
He
happened.
told me the whole story.
That's when you called
So
me.
then I start calling everyone that I have a number for. Like, holy fuck! I'm like, I don't want to call Jane yet because I don't know where you are, and I'm like, I'm responsible for this guy now. He's
Right,
probably
right.
fucking dead, and how am I going to explain this?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell.
I'm
his
calling
wife.
everyone. Finally, I don't know if you picked up or if you called
Oh
me.
yeah,
No,
I called you.
Called me.
Yeah.
Said, hey, Hill, you
Yeah.
seen Pete? Said, no, why? Because I'm going to punch him in the fucking throat.
Oh man, it was not. A
You
night-
hadn't seen him yet, but somebody told me he's on the couch at the loft, and then I felt this wave of like,
Oh,
thank
he's
fucking
fine.
And this
God,
is just a
he's all right.
sidebar story that most people didn't know about.
Oh, yeah.
This is a whole adventure.
No,
in
there's
itself.
a million of them. You could do like a spider web of web series.
Yeah.
Like with whole universe, like a Marvel universe of that weekend.
Yeah.
Of each story that broke off and
Oh my
stories that
God.
interjected with everyone doing stupidly ridiculous things.
Yeah.
And let's end the show
So funny.
with
Are we
my
dead?
very favorite of these stories. It's my very favorite of all the whole weekend. And we could honestly do from now until the end of the
Oh,
Dutch
fuck.
Hall runs on stories from this weekend. If we lose,
No
maybe
shit.
on a square.
I don't think a circle's big enough. For
on
the
a square on anytime we can't think of something to put on a square, I'm going to put like let's tell a Mike Stag
Nashville.
story.
Yeah.
And then
when you remember it, and you're like, you're just driving laughing.
Oh, imagine the stuff we'll see, but other people do it, and you're like, you kind of get those brown out memories back, and you're like, what happened? Anyways, the way I celebrate my cousin's nuptials with their betrothed is I drink as much as I can, and I have as much fun as I possibly can. And is so happy to do it. But in this particular trip, I ended up sleeping through most of the best parts. This one I've only heard through legend. This one I've only heard through legend because Pete was taking a little nappy poo after having a couple of tumbles down the stairs.
Folklore.
But it's one of my favorite things. The two of the very much in contention Van de Vondervoort brothers for MVP.
Unbelievable performance.
Yeah, they learned a trick where you could take your thumb and forefinger and make a little square with it.
Yep.
And just stand in the entrance of any bar, and people would just give you their ID.
Yeah.
They would just give it to you, and you could learn anything you wanted to learn about this person.
Now there's some certain way to present yourself in the front of a bar, which they also did well on. They look like fucking bouncers.
Well, it helps
like
when
jack
you're
on.
about 7 feet tall and fucking 250 pounds of muscle.
And you have your chest out.
Yeah.
And you do the hook with the finger, and you get a fucking ID.
Anyways, so they're sitting there for quite some time. Like they're putting in a good shift.
Oh yeah, they
checking
did some work.
IDs.
They weren't keeping it clean in that bar.
They were making sure things were running smoothly in that bar. And one girl comes in. She holds up her. They hold up their fingers, and she's like, "Well, I'm not 21, but can I still come in and listen to the music?"
Right.
And he says to her, "I don't know. I don't even work here.
I'm not even a real bouncer."
You're fine. Go
And
in.
then laughs at her like that.
And they don't believe it, and they still like, so what's the answer? And he's like, that's the real answer. Like all of us on that trip would do ridiculous things, and they say, no, what's the real answer? You'd see people saying, no, really, what? And you're like, no, really?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we were doing.
Yeah.
We're like, so this is my favorite one. The bars have closed. They do close at some point in time, which is a disappointment.
Who knows what time that is?
Yeah, I don't know what time that is.
It's enough time. When they start closing, you're like, that's probably enough.
That's probably good enough.
Yeah.
That's a good time to start closing.
I went to Spain and they said they have no closing. They have no closing time in Spain. Or no, because it's Canary Islands. So any bar will stay open as long as there's someone to serve. So were like, oh, then we're going to see how long we can test this.
Right.
And all we're doing is torturing these poor waitresses.
Oh man!
So they can not be with their family. The family can't go to school because I want to drink until 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Not done yet.
I don't hear the birds.
Nobody jogging.
Anyways, we this night the bar's closed in Nashville, and we're on a little alley, Printer's Alley, famous
place.
alley in Nashville, and there's a lot of bars that have these like velvet ropes with the little posts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And our this loft that we're staying in, you go up a staircase. Now this staircase kind of looks like you're in a submarine, right? If you're gonna look at this staircase, you open the doors to get into our apartment. You have to punch in a code.
Yep.
The doors will open. And then you go up this staircase. It's like cement walls.
Yeah, you don't know where it leads to.
And then there's a landing every so many steps where you can go into another door to your right. To your right.
Hard right.
Hard right.
Yeah.
And there would be a door, and you punch another code in to get an ours, and then you go up a few more floors, and you go into that one, and then you go to that one, et cetera, right? Anyways, what these fellas, as part of Michael's crew, did was they took the velvet ropes and they channeled a path to that particular door, to that door that would go up to the staircase.
Stairwell, yeah.
And we had 3 at this point great ID takers.
There was multiple. So yeah, since the
multiple people bought into this program the Van de Vondervoorts were running.
The brothers ran a nice program, and we decided to continue that and expand the idea a little bit, because we weren't allowed into the bar that we talked to. What was that bar called across the road? Blues.
It's something
Bourbon
Street Blues.
Unbelievable bar.
Yeah.
But that particular night they had a band in there that was so popular that we could not get in. So that's why we had to decide to do what we did.
So, is that what it was?
That's why we weren't allowed in, because it was so busy. And a few of us had already had a few enough, which was we weren't arguing the fact. They were right.
Yeah.
So we had to do what we had to do.
So you made this. You made your own. You're saying when you have no fun.
When you
to
have
be
no
had,
bar to go to, you
will
make your own bar.
So you're actually barking against that bar.
Oh, we're
Or they
going
can
right.
get-
We're
yeah.
going right against.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a
We're
busy
even
bar
serving.
across the
We're
road.
serving booze.
So Michael's at the front. Michael's at the front trying to get people to go, and he says to him, he goes, you know, you want to go? What you want to go? Michael, you might want to give the pitch.
Well, my job was I was a bit of the town crier, and I at times would say, oh yeah, live band up top, Nocturnal Emissions, playing on the 3rd floor, unbelievable cover band that play whatever you want, best band in town. What do you need? Other times I might preach Crown the Lions playing up top.
Yeah.
Nice rock and roll band. You want to hear some blues and rock? We got them up top, 3rd floor. Head all the way up the stairwell as far as you can go. Left, keep going left. You'll find them. Secret show tonight.
All the doors were to the right. There's no doors to the left. So these people would go up the staircase.
Yes, they would.
And they would just wander around at the very top and look. And
Yeah, but don't mind you, it's a $25 cover charge to get in.
and leave your socks.
Yeah, we got a sock donation. We had like
Oh my
7
God.
socks, eh? Sock donation, good for charity.
The next morning, there were socks still on the ground.
Yeah, people need socks.
yeah, there was a girl we met that like had. We met her. Me and Charles met her. We met her that night and or that weekend or whatever, partying at the bars and stuff. And then we saw her. Like she had how many socks from that?
Many socks. She had a purse full of socks and a pair
And the
of
next
underwear.
day, she was still collecting socks.
No way.
From people at the thing. She got one guy to zip off his pants. He had those zip-off pants to go.
Yeah.
And so he got the shin thing. She was putting it
got
in
one
her
pant.
sock
Well, this
collection.
is what happened is people would go up that stairwell, go up, go left, run into a fucking concrete wall, and they would come back down. Like, we had a couple guys that came back down and are like, you guys just mind-fucked us. And, like, this is the shit that went on all weekend, and we would howl at them, and
Oh,
people
so
would high-five after we fucking got them and just be like, that is some of the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen in my life. It was unbelievable that we were getting away with it. $25 cover. Oh, yeah, we're in.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great band up there.
It was so much fun because
Oh, Nocturnal Emissions are playing? Fucking good band up
Yeah.
there.
What are they, the best,
they're
best
at
band
a-
in podcast history?
Fucking right. But yeah, you
Greatest
ever heard
band
them?
of Canadian podcast.
Late Night History.
You know what I want to say about
Secret
this trip,
show.
Michael? I want to say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
What I love going on a trip like this, what I love most about it is the people you meet. You go out on a trip like this with all your best friends,
Right.
and then you also meet new people, and some of them, and I'd be remiss not to talk about these girls from VB, who were running pretty much the same program as we were.
There they were.
Nice girls, right? Just nice girls, and so many laughs with those girls, and they
Married with kids and stuff like that.
Oh,
getting
yeah,
away
just like us,
from
just
it
getting
for
away
a
for the
couple
weekend.
couple of days. You never meet people
Had
from
some
that.
laughs with
you
you.
get to
did
know
they?
people,
They
lots
had
of
some
laughs.
Yeah.
Oh, Charles and I went and
And
played
you make
full.
friends, you know, it's the best.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It is cool to make friends. The Barbie Mansion girls. We have new Barbie Mansion girls now. There's a
That's
competition.
what you guys were saying.
We're
These
gonna
are-
pit them off into like a steel cage match, where it'll be the Virginia Beach girls over here and the Barbie Mansion girls
Versus
over
each
here.
other?
Yeah, yeah. Charles and I stay one extra day than the rest of the crew.
So you really bonded with them.
And this was me and Char's day to make solid relationships with people. And what we like to
The
do
rest
is,
of us are running a little too hot.
and you know what we also did? We mended a lot of fences from the behavior of our group. We mended a lot of fences. We put a little perspective into them, and you know what? I think I might have reconciled a marriage
Really?
on a walk to get a pizza that was made
With one of the
a-
girls?
With a yeah. I was like, you know, she was
going through a tough time?
She's going through a tough time in her life, and I'm like, you know what? I can relate to that, and I'm hoping that she'll find her way. You know, I'm a support group to her now, and I will do that. You know why? Because I love partying, man. It's so much fun. And then last time we did it with those Barbie Mansion girls, we ended up going to this fucking Atlanta trip, and it was the most fun I've ever had. It's like so much fun too. Like it keeps going like this. Let's just keep it going. There's no reason to stop.
I found it funny. Like
We can't always do it for marriages. We can only get married once.
Yeah,
we
I
should get
can't
wives
wait.
that are cool with us going to trips and making new friends that are chicks, just so we can go on girls
More
trips with
trips.
different girls every
You
time.
guys run quite a program. He give you all the credit.
So
in
far,
the
we're getting
world.
away with this somehow. I don't know how we're doing it, but we are doing it. We're so unfuckable, man. We're non-threatening. I think that's why our group was so much fun, is because through most of the group, like the vast majority of our group,
Yeah.
everybody was just like honest dudes. Like they were just like there to have a fun time. Nobody was like trying to.
I told so many girls at the bar they'd come up to me and be like, "Oh, you're the one on the bachelor party," and I'm like, "I'm gonna marry the shit out of that girl," and then from there on in, it's like it's just good fun. Like we ran that fucking Tootsie's bar, and like if you've ever been to Nashville, that's the big time there.
Yeah.
We were fucking in charge of that up top.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
More
it
than
was
once.
unbelievable. What was good. Yeah, more than once. Like consistently, we were running the upstairs of that bar at night. Like, oh yeah, the Canadian guys are back, just having a fucking go here, singing every song at the top of our lungs.
Yeah.
What was that one song that was requested, Adam? You might know. Was it "Total Eclipse of the Heart"?
Yeah, Ted DiBiase.
Oh my god! Like, just that. Yeah, we requested that. We're running this shit right now. Singing it just a love song. What else can we get away with?
Screaming it. We were putting all we had into
just
that
ruining
song.
everybody else's time.
Fuck you,
This
it's
is
a
what our
good
fun.
song.
And you know what, guys? This is what I think life is about. The stories like this. But you know, what do you have to pay? What's the price we have to pay? Not monetarily.
No.
But what's the actual price that you think we had to pay? Now that we've been back, we've been detoxing from the trip.
Yeah, that was a tough price to pay. Honestly, I finally have half a voice, and it's 3 days of like questioning your life.
How many night sweats?
I had. I'll tell the story. I'm not shy to tell it. I had the full night sweats, and I don't sweat the bed at all. Full night sweats that Kel thought I had a bit of a pee in the bed from shaking and sweating.
Just one night or more? Multiple?
Well, 1.5. Let's say
one and a half for me too.
Yeah, 1.5 night sweats, real bad.
Charters?
I was still sweating last night.
Oh,
no
yeah.
shit. I think I'll probably sweat tonight.
First one I didn't have.
It's ridiculous.
Charters' program was
Charters was honestly, if we were really handing out MVPs,
Charters.
he was top fucking 2 on my
top
list,
2,
top
3.
3.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
You put in a hell of a fucking shift.
It changed my life, Michael. This trip changed my life. I'm not even
And
kidding.
if a man was down, I saw Charters pick him up. He says, Hill, have a drink.
I went on a scooter ride with Charters. Hey, we did a nice scooter ride one afternoon. You know, we got beat by a bunch of little kids.
Yeah.
But
they ran stoplights.
Oh yeah, we're like, if we're allowed to ride these scooters right now, these kids are going blowing lights.
yeah.
We're like, wow, we're fine.
They were lawless.
They were lawless. It was a time.
Pete, from that trip though, I danced so hard, man. My legs are still sore.
Oh yeah.
I danced a lot. Like I had circles. People were letting me, not because I was good.
Oh yes, it was.
You wanted
Your
to dance.
enthusiasm.
Oh yes,
You're
it
a
was.
good dancer, Beef. Don't sell
Yeah,
yourself
don't put
short.
yourself down.
Well,
You
my
kidding yourself?
enthusiasm was giving me space in a bar that had inches to spare.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt when you
It's
got
so good.
13 other wolves.
people watching me, making sure I'm all right.
I came back with new perspective on life. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
Like, as hungover as I've been high off that trip.
Yeah.
Like,
What's
I
the
don't know when I'm
perspective?
gonna
Like,
come down.
let's just do whatever the fuck we want and see what happens.
Seriously,
Yeah.
dude, I was in a huge rut before I went on that trip in my life as well, and I felt like I was spinning my tires. And now I get back and I feel refreshed and I'm ready to go and I'm getting a lot more done. And I'm just like, because I got to get away from it all and just kind of get some perspective and blow off all that steam.
Yeah, you kind of realize like, just fucking have fun with life. Just push it as far as you can and have fun.
It's worth it to go sometimes that far where you're like, I actually lived through that.
Yeah, we fucking did it, guys.
Where there were some nip and tuck times.
Oh,
man.
there was a couple
Yeah, but Pete,
times.
everybody was needed in the trip. You have one.
Yeah.
You have a group of certain people in that trip. If they weren't there,
Yeah.
everybody was one.
It's a wolf pack.
Yeah, it was a
It
wolf
was a
pack.
wolf
all
pack.
right.
It was a real wolf pack.
Speaking about that, what an unbelievable speech.
Oh,
That brought a fucking tear to my eye. That was a highlight of the.
I think it brought a tear to everybody's eye. That's solid.
Unexpected.
It was great.
Oh, man.
And what a shirt I got.
Those guys are beauties, man. Those guys are beauties.
I am now part of a wolf pack, and I have a sweet 3-wolf shirt howling at the moon.
Yes.
I'll be wearing it quite often at the
I
Dutch
wonder
Hall.
where they got that shirt. That was a sweet shirt.
Yeah.
So this
Simcoe
leads us.
Fair.
This leads us to the closer of the show. The closer of the show, which is our good friend and band member Whiskey West Higgins.
Oh,
Whiskey West Higgins
that
is
man up.
engaged, which is the happiest moment of everyone's life.
We need to go on a trip.
And the reason is, Wes, we get to do another one of these bachelor parties, buddy. We will go wherever you want us to go. Me and Charters are in Wherever we want to do it.
It doesn't sound like I can top what just happened.
Well, let's
Doesn't
try.
matter.
Let's try.
If you want to try, we can
Everybody
try.
that just went on that one will go to your bachelor party. I swear to God. And also, I think we can get Clean Flow and Norpac to
Yeah. Well, we
pitch
need
in.
the sponsorship. just for livelihood and IVs, probably.
Well, thanks, man. But Wes, seriously, think about it. Somewhere cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll try to come up with something.
Oh, and if someone else could get divorced, like you, Charters, and then we'd have another one. And then Kev.
I don't know if that'll happen. Sorry.
Come on, look at the tickler.
Maybe a common
Can
law
you get a
party.
shot right on Kev right now?
Montreal.
Let's get Kev a date. Everyone, look at the
Look at
tickler.
that
He's
guy
cute as a
over
button.
there.
Give him a date. Give him a date,
button.
girls.
Hey, Pete,
Give us an email. Live
I got
from
a
the-
question. If you renew your vows, can you go on a bachelor party?
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course you
We
can.
could all we just keep renewing our vows.
Charles and I did that once. We got married twice, hey, bud?
Yeah, in Vegas.
Yeah.
Great time.
Charles lost his real wedding ring and still has his fake one.
He's still
What,
got
the
the
eagle?
one of the
Yeah, it's
cracker
an
jack.
eagle.
That eagle's
With
the
ruby
best.
eyes.
Yes, it does.
He's an eagle. Yeah. It's boss, man. It looks really cool. Anyway, so
So we got to go through with Wes the do's and don'ts later on. Another show.
yeah.
The do's
there's
and
no
don'ts.
don'ts.
Yeah, there's no don'ts. Just try everything.
Avoid the don'ts.
Oh, that's awesome, buddy. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm really we couldn't be happier for you. And seriously, I'm not even kidding about that bachelor party. Like, I'm in.
We're all in.
All in.
Fuck yes.
Until next week, people, keep finding ways to have fun. Tell people about our program. And I don't think we're going to be in the church as quick as we think, but just hang in. We'll get there eventually. Until next week, we will see you, NT. See you next Thursday.
I went a little early. Sorry.
I like that.
I was waiting for. I'm like.
Steven, live feedback is Braden Nekuman. Beautiful Ottawa guitar, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Live feedback.
That's nice.